He was a rapist and a murderer who was horrible with directions. So why does Christopher Columbus get a holiday again? Anadarko, Oklahoma has become the most recent city in the US to get rid of Columbus Day in favor of Indigenous Peoples Day. So why the change? Well, Columbus was actually a pretty terrible person, making celebrating him seem pretty pointless. Here are 5 reasons we can live without Columbus Day. Number 1, he didn't discover America. It's a little weird that we celebrate Columbus since he landed in the Caribbean and never actually set foot on what is now American soil. But more importantly, historians generally agree that the Vikings landed in North America almost 500 years before Columbus. Number 2, while he initially described the Native Americans as kind and peaceful, Columbus had no problem with his men raping and killing them. There are horrific accounts of Columbus selling Native American women and young girls, along with brutal stories of his men killing and torturing Native people and even babies for fun. If you decide to look into it, proceed with caution because it's really bad. Number 3. In addition to raping and pillaging the indigenous communities, Columbus ended up enslaving countless Native people and forcing them to mine for gold. If they refused, they risked being beheaded or having their hands cut off. Number 4. This guy was so bad, he was brought back to Spain in shackles and imprisoned for the mismanagement of the islands and the atrocities he committed. An account by a slave owner said, "Such inhumanities and barbarianisms were committed in my sight as no age can parallel. My eyes have seen these acts so foreign to human nature that I now tremble as I write." Yeah, you heard that right. The guy who owned slaves even knew Columbus was an ass. Number 5. There are already a handful of states that have adopted Indigenous Peoples or Native Americans Day. Alaska, Hawaii, Washington, Oregon, and South Dakota have all ditched Columbus Day. And believe it or not, no one even misses it. With only 10 federally recognized holidays, there's really no reason to dedicate one of them to such a horrible person. Think of it this way. If Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, found it was full of moon people, and then decided to rape, kill, and enslave them, we'd probably have second thoughts about giving him an entire holiday. And moon people don't exist. Getting rid of Columbus Day isn't going to change our nation's horrible history, but whitewashing the past and glossing over the terrible things he did to the indigenous people is pretty awful. So what do you think? Should Indigenous Peoples Day become a nationwide holiday?